This is Matt Hirsch with Alt Media Studios. Thanks again for thinking of us for this project. I'd like to just introduce you to a few things. First of all, the proposal itself, if you didn't notice this, there's two options. The first one is to do things a la carte, where you hire us to redo your websites. And then after that, phase two, we would be doing your digital marketing every month for each site. The second option is to roll everything into one package of a 12-month commitment. So you'd be essentially paying us to do your website first and then do your digital marketing over the 12 months. And it's the way that our digital marketing packages work is it's like a retainer model, a bucket of time that we spend marketing and promoting your online presence, whether it's on the site or off site. So anyway, I'm sure you might have some questions after reviewing the proposal, and I'm happy to sit with you and talk about anything that's on your mind so that you're clear about the deliverables. I tried to break it out as much as I can, but I know there's some things that just need to be explained as you get to know our services and our process. So moving on, I'd like to show you two things. First, how your website is ranking or performing, I should say, on search. Something that I don't know if you are aware of this or not, but Google Chrome has a native tool called a Lighthouse Report. If you are on Google Chrome on Cleveland or clerestoration.com, for example, you could simply go over to your settings, go down to more tools, and then go to developer tools. You could do this with your other sites. And what I'd like to do is run a navigation default report mode, device desktop, and categories performance. The others are pretty subjective and don't tell the whole story. There's a lot. SEO is, honestly, as you know, it's a recurring thing. It never sleeps. It always requires an examination of data and to respond to that data. So for an SEO snapshot, it doesn't always tell the whole story, which I found Lighthouse doesn't do a great job with that. But performance-wise, it does. So we're going to analyze your page load. And it'll generate a report and it'll address things that need to be resolved in order to help with your overall organic ranking. So I'm going to just let this run for a minute and I'll be right back. By the way, Morgan, as this runs, I will tell you, site speed is a major contributor towards good SEO. If a site takes too long to load, it is frowned upon by Google and it does affect your ranking. Now, I noticed for one key phrase that you're ranking number 2 organically, which is great. And I'll get into that in a moment. So I'll send you this report in my email. And it's almost done. So it's ranking 35 out of 100. We can address these issues not just during phase 1, but also phase 2, especially with digital marketing, because we're going to connect your site to Google Analytics and Google Search Console and all of Google's marketing platform tools and analyze the data, read it, and respond to it with our development team. So again, that's just some of the things that need to be done. And a lot of this is developer jargon, but we will know what to do. Okay, the other thing is Keyword Planner. So we talked a little bit over email about your Google AdWords or your Google ad campaign, and this can apply in principle to your social media efforts to advertise as well, like sponsored ads and things like that you might see when you're scrolling on Instagram. You could show up for people who have an interest in construction, masonry, joint expansion, things like that. So I ran your URL through the Google Keyword Planner, and I also just honed it down to Cleveland and Akron. We can get much more specific as we prepare to do an ad campaign for you as part of digital marketing, by the way. But I wanted to just get some ideas and a projection to show you how we recommend an ad spend. So I'm looking for stuff that actually has data. Stuff that's 10 to 100 searches a month doesn't really give me too much. but if we were to do like, and I'm gonna go into your services page here. Concrete parking deck repair. Okay. All right. So let's just focus on some of the things that is searched for quite a bit or has a lot of potential, like a 3-month change. And a 3-month change where you see it's 900% increase, it shows a 3-month change in search trends by comparing the latest month's data with the data from 2 months prior. I'll be right back. I'm going to put these phrases into a list and then we'll run it through a projection. I think, Morgan, with the little time I've spent so far, what's going to be paramount is not so much the number of searches every month, because you're very niche. It's making sure we hit the right target and demographic. So even if it's a phrase that's searched for 10 to 100 times a month in the Cleveland, Akron area, we want to make sure that it's reaching the right person and the right audience is searching for this. So these are just some examples. And if this doesn't look right to you, I apologize and I will be happy to give you a better projection. But let me go back here. Okay, get search volumes and forecasts. And let's see what we come up with. It keeps defaulting to the entire country. Okay, so let's go to forecast. Now you can see that Cleveland masonry is searched for a lot more than brick mortar repair. Expansion joint is searched for, but is it too broad of a phrase? We can get into that when we're running the campaign for you. And we have a team of experts that do this every day. I'm just doing this to demonstrate. Let's go to our forecast. And again, I gotta put back Cleveland. Okay. So because some of these phrases are not, I'm probably not getting into some of the better phrases, but for $170, you can get 16 clicks to your website with a $17 average daily budget. 432 impressions where they're not clicking, but they are seeing your website. And then your biggest areas of interest are Cuyahoga County and then other locations, followed by Ashtabula and Stark. So I don't know how far out you go where your service area is, but Cleveland, Akron seem to be okay. We can get much more specific if we're running a campaign for you. And by the way, if we were to do, I'm getting some of these searches from keywords on your site. So if we click on your logo, it takes us back to your home page. And if we were to do historic building restoration, we just have to ask ourselves, how many times are people searching for that phrase in our area? So our, ads have their place. It's a catalyst towards top page ranking. Organic is where you want to invest. That's what's going to have the longest, bang for your buck. Because as we climb, as we grow, as we add content to your website, as we work on it, as we promote it in different facets, not just the website, but social media, your social media presence, other things online, video, organically you will climb, and then you tend to stay there for longer periods of time, definitely longer than an AdWord projection. So you're rated number 2 on Google for this phrase, historic building restoration. The only one that's in front of you is Durable Restoration Company. So we can take a look at all these competitors too and see what they're doing. But this is just to give you an idea of an AdWord projection. And I know it's not too impressive. So while ads do have their place, we can do some ads, but the majority of your investment would probably be better spent on SEO, on building up your profile, your project profile rather, and then helping with video and things like that. So, okay, let me know if you have any questions along the way. Morgan, thanks again for your interest in our services, and I hope to hear from you soon. Okay, bye.